Here at AFI, we are proud to offer thousands of soap-safe fragrances that work beautifully in both cold and hot process recipes. One of our best-selling choices is our version of Bramble Berry's Cocoa Butter Cashmere, but its vanillin content does mean that you have to account for some discoloration. If you love warm, creamy scents, here's how you can use today's fragrance to make conditioning cold process bars with built-in swirl designs. To get started, make things easier for yourself by measuring everything out beforehand. Let's jump in by adding the sodium hydroxide lye to the water. If you're a beginner soap maker, check out our other tutorials for a guide on how to safely work with lye. Stir gently, allowing the lye to dissolve until the solution is no longer cloudy. Set aside to cool for now. This recipe contains a mix of soaping staples, plus a couple of bonus ingredients to give the bars a smooth, silky texture. You'll need olive, palm, and coconut oil. These come together to create bubbly bars that aren't too brittle. In addition, I'm using a fair amount of castor oil, which boosts the lather, and of course, cocoa butter. It wouldn't be cocoa butter cashmere soap without it. I recommend using no more than 5% cocoa butter in your soap recipes. Too much can make your bars too firm and crumbly. Melt everything together over a double boiler in a heat-safe pouring pitcher. While the oils are melting and the lye water is cooling, lay out all of your supplies and your other ingredients. This design works best with silicone mold cavities, like these cylindrical bar shapes. In a small cup or beaker, disperse a 1/4 teaspoon of titanium dioxide into a teaspoon of lightweight carrier oil, like sweet almond. Blend them thoroughly. I like to use a mini milk frother to break up any clumps in the titanium dioxide. Check on your lye solution and the oils. Once the oils have melted and reached to about 110 degrees and the lye has cooled to within 10 degrees of the oils, you're ready to make some soap. Place the immersion blender in the pitcher with the oils and carefully pour the lye solution down the stem of the blender. Stick blend to light trace. It should be thin and pourable with no separation of the oil and water. Pour about half of the soap batter into another pouring pitcher and add the dispersed titanium dioxide. Pour the fragrance in the other half of the soap. As this portion oxidizes and turns brown, the white soap with no fragrance will remain bright, creating a contrast in the swirl design. Give each pitcher a quick stir with a whisk to ensure that they're nice and thin. Then pour them side by side into each mold cavity. Scrape the pitchers to get every last bit of the soap into the mold, and give it a gentle tap on the counter to remove the air bubbles and level the surface. Using a dowel or a glass stirring rod, create swirls with delicate circular motions. To ensure the design is present throughout the bar, make sure your swirling tool reaches the bottom of the mold. For a stark contrast, swirl the soap 3 to 4 times. For a more delicate wispy look, swirl a little bit more. Tap the molds on the counter one more time. Then give your bars a generous spritz of 99% isopropyl alcohol to prevent soda ash from forming on the surface. You can already see how the surface has changed colors, and I think it's beautiful. Fragrances with vanillin can be tricky, but I encourage you to embrace creative ways to work with discoloration by splitting your batch. The rich, warm brown color of the oxidized soap really complements the cozy notes of tonka, coconut, and amber in today's featured fragrance. Before you lather up with your cold process soap, give your bars at least 3 to 4 weeks to fully cure. This allows excess water to evaporate, leaving you with bubblier, longer lasting bars. When you finally get to use them, you'll love how soothing and conditioning this recipe feels on your skin. Let us know if you'd like to see any more of our soap-friendly fragrances in action, and drop any questions you might have in the comments. If you haven't already, check out our free Soap 101 course on FragranceU.com for a full guide on getting your soap business started. As always, thank you for watching Fragrance Fam. I'm Caitlin, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!